Are there any amendments to the agenda? Okay, the first item is privilege of the floor. And the privilege of the floor is anybody can talk on any item that's on the agenda. Now, if it's about the public hearings, I'd just wait till the public hearing where you can have an opportunity. But if anybody wants to talk about any other item, now's the time to speak. Well, no, okay, then, the first item then of business is a public hearing. It's Orange and Rock Electric Incorporated. They're requesting a special use permit to build a substation on Hartley/Cheechunk roads. The access is off Hartley Road. Okay. And, sir, you're going to be reviewing the concept with the board? Oh, okay, John.
All right.
So anyway, what we're going to do is you can hear the concept of what it is they want to do, and then we'll open it up. I'll have a public hearing. We'll open it up by motion. Or actually, while they're setting up, then, would someone like to make a motion? We open the public hearing regarding this issue.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. The public hearing is open.
Supervisor, I handed up certified mailing lists and receipts and not receipts from the mail. And we had up there affidavit of publication.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right.
Good evening. Yes, Chuck. Can everybody hear me? My name is Jack Walkley. I'm the Chief Transmission and Substation Engineer for Orange and Rock Utilities. What I'd like to do is go through an overview of the substation proposed for...
Is your mic on?
No.
Well, you're an electrical engineer, you know. Maybe your battery's dead. You got one over here. Yeah.
Here? Is that better?
Okay, thank you.
My apologies. What I'd like to do is go through and get everyone physically situated with the project by going through this Google Earth image. We distributed copies to the board. I apologize if folks that are a little remote from the board can't see it. We have some extra copies if anybody wants to take a closer look. But in summary, we're proposing before the town board an electrical substation for this area of Goshen on Cheechunk Road, bordered by, we've got Cheechunk here in the front, we've got Echo Lake Road in the back, and we've got Hartley Road here. The selection of the site, which is 48 acres and it's a property we own currently, was selected for its proximity to the transmission facilities, which we have 3 existing transmission lines that traverse the property. 2 of those lines are operating at 69 kV. 1 of them operates at 138 kV. They're basically lines that are going from the Sugarloaf area up to Middletown. They're some of our primary sources that feed what we call the Western Division. And the site was selected for that proximity to the lines as well as for the serving the load. A substation is not a generation plant. It's really an exit off the highway of the power that's running from east to west. And it's similar in analogy, and I apologize for the simplification, but it's similar to a breaker panel in your home. We're coming off the highway, which is here and highlighted in yellow. We're exiting, feeding the substation at 69,000 volts. That gets brought down to 13 kV and through 2 transformers that are going to be located on the site. And there is a 60-foot building that we call a control house switchgear module that basically houses breakers that allow the circuits to exit. Would you like to come through? Thank you. So to continue, the function of the substation takes that power off the transmission, brings it down to a usable level, and breaks it apart and from the switchgear, and that exits the station. Circuit exits will be exiting underground and rising in several locations on Echo Lake, Hartley, in the Cheechunk Road vicinity. So again, if you think about it, we're exiting off and we're providing a new source for the town of Goshen. If you look at our system, we have stations located up near Dolson Avenue in Middletown, East Walkhill substations near Route 211 near the mall, as well as the existing South Goshen sub, which is out near the car dealerships on 17A. Those are 2 out of those 3 stations have single transformers. They're reaching their capacity, and basically, with the growth of the municipality as well as the Orange Regional Medical Center, those new sources, the existing facilities can't keep up. So it's really, this is an infrastructure project where we're trying to keep up with the load in the area. The site was selected, if I may, I'm just going to go to the site plan and talk from that. When we look at the site, they are encumbered by wetlands along where the transmission right-of-way is. So while the transmission will enter from, I'll say, the rear of the property from the Hartley Road side, the driveway is located on the Cheechunk Road side. Again, coming through the wetlands from an Army Corps perspective would probably be very difficult, if not impossible, because there is an option to come another way. Transmission, we can get through there with minimal disturbance, and we come through the Cheechunk Road side with the driveway. The station itself is 210 by 210 feet. It's located really on this 20-acre portion of the 48 acres. We're looking at this section of the parcel here along Cheechunk, which also is encumbered by wetlands. This chunk, this rectangle that I'm sort of drawing a perimeter on, we're proposing to the town to make that a conservation easement. We don't have plans for development of the property other than what we have here, but we are trying to work with the applications that we have to go through for the Public Service Commission, as well as working with the town to make that forever green. When we look at the parcel and where we located the substation, obviously we're encumbered by wetlands on this side, which I'll call the Hartley Road side, and the rest of the property in the forefront, we tried to locate the station as far away back to in the middle of the parcel as we could from Cheechunk Road. We have an existing stone wall. There's a break in that stone wall, and there's sort of a low point on the property that we wanted to make it, again, for a facility like this, as low and as low profile as we can. Most of the facilities in the substation are from 25 feet and below. We do have transmission facilities that run along here with structures that are around 90 feet tall. We will come off those 90-foot structures at about 85 feet and continue to go lower into the station with structures that are at the tallest around 80 feet. Again, the 80-foot structure is a single spire. I don't want you to think that there's any buildings that are 80 feet. It's really, we're talking about a single spire that's up in the air. But there are some other structures about 65 feet, but the predominant level of the equipment is 25 feet and below. Again, the location picked to less disturbance to the wetlands, to the existing tree line that's in the back, as well as trying to keep it at a low point of the site as possible, so we're not at a higher location. We tried to turn and give the driveway as much of an S as possible, so that for any views that are coming close to the Owens Road vicinity, that we've been able to give that a bend, and with our landscaping plan that we can go to next, we've tried to create as much of a buffer as possible. Again, this is a preliminary plan. This is open to, of course, working with the town and any of the other boards that may be involved, but we tried to create as much of a tree buffer along Cheechunk as we could, so we do have a front line layer of trees that are in the front of this open area, as you can see along Cheechunk. Again, the 210 by 210 fenced-in area is to the rear, and we've tried to line the driveway as much as we can with the treed area, as well as adding a secondary layer local to the facility to provide as much cover as we can. There is existing cover on Cheechunk Road. We have some visual renderings that will show that, again, we're taking at a time of the year over the summer that are favorable from hiding the